You know, if I've learned one thing this year, it's that if you don't have a good monitor to work on while editing and make your footage look good, you kind of lose all interest in the project, or at least that's the case for myself. And I mean every word I'm about to say when I say this. This monitor is what taught me that. Hi, my name is Brady. Welcome back to the channel. I'll be your host for the video. Let's go ahead and dive in. Sitting here behind me is the Asus ProArt PA32UCDM 32-inch monitor, and this has been a huge upgrade to my workflow as an editor, as a colorist, or just an at-home worker. In a nutshell, from a color grading standpoint, coming from my previous monitor I was working on, I hated coloring on that, and this thing has really like revived that spark for me to color grade my footage and actually make it look good. And as a matter of fact, I've gotten a lot of interest from you guys on Instagram about this thing. So we're gonna talk through this together and go through why this could be such a great upgrade to your workflow. So immediately right out of the box, I was already impressed with the build quality. And being the centerpiece of your desk, essentially, the build quality to me matters. And I can tell that Asus put a lot of thought into it. Alone, it's very sleek, it's well designed. It's actually, you can see, all mounted off of this pull setup, so it's lightweight, which is huge for me. My previous monitor drooped down a little bit because of the weight that it had here. This thing, I can extend it out, I can bring it to where it needs to, and because it's so lightweight, it's under 15 pounds without the monitor stand, and it holds up to be able to move it. Say I'm working in a color session with somebody, I can move it to where I need it to. And for me, being able to mount this directly to my desk in a fashion like that is a huge asset. And then getting into the screen, which even turned off, looks nice. I know it's a stupid thing, but the screen is beautiful on that. So as I mentioned before, 4K OLED display. So that OLED is gonna get you those rich colors in those very deep blacks, which is fantastic for bright environments like my office here. I get a lot of afternoon sun coming in here. And although I wouldn't recommend color grading with bright sun casting on your screen, it can hold up on my workflow, which is very important. My last one was like a frosted screen and it would just blow it out and you wouldn't be able to see anything. You can hit this with hard sunlight, keep your windows open, all that, and still be able to work. In specific readings of that, it gets up to 1000 nits at peak brightness. For me, when I'm color grading, I do close my curtains and make it darker, but that's because you want to be able to get the best color as possible when you're in a color session. And then for those who are into animation or game design or just gaming in general, it has a refresh rate of 240 Hertz, which is amazing for a very, very smooth readout. And something I also learned this year is that HDMI apparently is out of date, or maybe old school you could call it. You can still connect this via HDMI, but now they give you the option of Thunderbolt 4 connection, which goes straight from Thunderbolt 4 into my laptop, directly into the monitor, and that's gonna give you access to the peak quality out of this monitor. And it's a 96 watt Thunderbolt 4 port, which to me is fantastic because HDMIs are always just clunky and sometimes, a lot of the time, slow. Firstly, the obvious, colorists, which actually, as a matter of fact, when I posted this on Instagram, when I got it, I had a lot of colorists reach out that were all very excited about this particular monitor in the colorist industry. For a lot of the factors, honestly, the color itself in the OLED display, but also the 10-bit color is a huge selling point. And then as far as your color gamut goes, it's gonna get you 99% of your DCI P3 color space, and then 100% of your sRGB color space. So for colorists, it speaks for itself. It looks stunning. So for myself, I don't classify myself as a professional colorist, but I am a person who has to color their work, or a DP that has to color their work and make it look to how I see it. So being able to color accurately is very, very important. And that's another great example of who this monitor may be great for. Kind of like myself, you've got to shoot, you've got to edit, and then you've got to color that footage as well. So it's kind of like this well-rounded use case to where it does all things. A lot of the times, as us kind of like at-home workers, we've got a lot of tabs open, we got a lot of different things going on. It's email, you're editing, you've got Spotify up. That takes up a lot of real estate on the screen. It's one of the things that you don't think about is 32 inches, you actually fill that up very fast. And ever since I switched to a large monitor like this size, I never will go back, because just our workflow, as you know, gets spread out very often. So whether or not you're even color grading or even like a pro video editor or anything like that, just having that space and real estate alone is a huge benefit. And one thing I will mention, kind of when we're speaking on content creation, I don't even think it's getting picked up. It does have a fan in the back of the monitor. It's not loud. I don't think it's even getting picked up, but it is something to note that if you're doing a lot of podcast stuff or VO stuff on your desk, it'll unlikely get picked up, but I wanted to make that known. And I know this next one applies. I myself, I'm not a gamer, so I can't speak much on this, but the 240 Hertz is fantastic for gaming and your refresh rate for smooth playback, essentially. And as a matter of fact, I know somebody that'll probably be able to give a better explanation than I will. We're gonna call Terry, if he answers. There he is.
What up?
This is Terry Warfield, everybody. Listen, we got a question. In 30 seconds, Explain why for gaming a 240 hertz refresh rate is great, and like just 30 seconds gist.
What type of panel is it?
It's the Asus one, this ProArt, the PA32 one.
The OLED? Is it OLED?
Yes.
Okay, so 4K 240 OLED is like one of the best gaming experiences you could get. 240 hertz is fast enough for, you know, like some competitive gaming like Call of Duty and stuff like that. Maybe not if you're doing like Apex and all of that, but I mean, y'all, we are talking nerdy talk, right? But OLED is where it's at when it comes to gaming. The response time is pretty much zero, inky blacks, amazing colors, and you got 4K resolution. So having all three of those at one time, it's like, it's so good, bro. So good.
Say that one more time, clear into the mic.
If you are a gamer, it is a freaking must. Just buy it, okay? Buy it. Buy me one too, because I need
At the end of the day, if we're the kind of people who do a lot of at-home work or video editing or what have you, having a nice display is crucial for our workflow. And I'm not saying this at all because Asus sent this out to me. They did send it out to me, but I have had large displays in the past, but nothing has compared with the quality of this thing. And I'm not going to tell you to buy this thing, but I am saying that if you do see it being a good fit for your workflow, you're not going to be let down with this monitor. This is a beautiful piece of hardware that is definitely going to excel your workflow and make you excited to work like it did for me. So that's all that I've got for you guys. This thing is pretty badass, I'm not going to lie to you. And I'm going to wrap that here. I appreciate you guys for sticking around. I love you all. Cheers to coffee, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.